All right. Stop. Okay, can someone be brave and do the left-hand side for me, please? Left-hand side. Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
3x squared plus 2x.
Good. So thank you. Just like before, we have to simplify it before we finish the question. Okay, what happens now? Got the base, remove the base. That just changes to x squared plus 2x equals -1. Okay, great. Luke, go ahead. Yeah, and that's just going to be, I'll just write it here though. X plus 1 equals 0, so x equals -1, or x equals -1. Okay, I've been known to on the test be cruel and give like a quad formula on there too. I try not to though, I try and make it factor. Okay, because I like factors. Well, I'm known to make a mistake somewhere, so it turns into a quadratic. Alright, example 8. Okay, I wanted to get. No, there's no last example ever.
Maybe you were going to say that. I was going to say that.
Here we go.
Spent a year with the last.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Okay, here we get to our next style of question. Okay, so it says 5 to the x equals 50. Now, you guys good at the back here? We're good? 5 to the x equals 50. Now, this is a tricky question, okay? Because if I take a look, I'll count my fingers like I'm a football player here. 5 squared is equal to what? Hello? 25, good? 5 cubed is equal to? 125. So we're at a bit of a dilemma here, okay? Because our answer for x, it looks like, is going to be somewhere between 2 and 3. If I had to guess, it'd be like 5.6, 5.7. It's probably in that range. So we can't directly solve this. Or can we? Okay. There is a command. Sorry. We will use logarithms to solve this. These are used to bring the exponent to the base so we can solve. Okay, so all we're going to do is this. We're going to write log of 5 times x equals log of 50. So if you see what I did there, when you log both sides of the equation, what it does is it brings that x down from the exponent into the base so we can actually solve it, which is useful. Okay, because we can do some of this stuff on our calculator right now. If I wanted to solve for x, then what would you do? Log 2 out of log 5. Now, I'm going to give everyone a second to try and do this on their calculator, because every calculator works differently, so I'm not going to tell you how to do it on your calculator. The answer should be 2 point something should be your answer. Okay, so take a second to see what you can do. We know it has to be 2 point something because x5 squared is 25, 5 cubed is 125, so it's got to be 5 to the 2 point something. Yes, that's what it is. But I'd like everyone to take a second, rather than just scribble. Please make sure you can do that on your calculator. Because, Jennifer, is it fair to say this is sort of important for this must be log? So fairly important. Okay. Does anyone not? Is there anyone get that? No. Okay. Anyone else unable to get yet?
Look at it. So I want to see your reaction.
Wow. Yeah, it's sort of hard to see where the buttons are, right?
Yeah, a little
There, go buy yourself that. What's that?
Colton said he can't wait. He couldn't wait till you saw his calculator.
That's cool. Is that good?
No, that's
Why
Brad's
is Cool
calculator.
spend so much money on coffee? Spend more money on coffee. Okay, everyone else got that? Okay, I'd like you to try this. Oh, so there's a question. That's not good.
Oh, Brad, what are you
Okay, guys. So the reason it is because this is log 5 times x. So in order to get x by itself, you divide by log 5. No, just treat it like it was like a number times x equals another number. So to get x by itself, you divide by the number.
What is log
Okay, so just pretend it was like 3x equals, pretend it was 5x equals 50, right? X would be 50 over 5. It's the same idea as that. Okay, try this one. Okay. Example, we're at 2. Lost my number. 9. Now the cool thing about this is you can solve anything very, very easily. This, even for me, I could give you a decent estimation on that, okay, because I know my times tables. 2.5 to the x equals 100 would be very difficult for a regular person to estimate. Okay, so take a second to solve that one. Again, this is just calculator work, okay? So if you don't have your real calculator with you today, make sure you keep bringing it because this is like, we'll be using this log stuff a lot in this unit. Okay, can I get a brave soul to give me the first step? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna write the middle step here just because.
Still have a difference between.
There is no, let me rephrase. When you get to advanced functions in calculus, there is. In grade 11, there's no difference. It's like, you know, we talked about inverses.
Yeah.
Okay, if you have, okay, and you take the inverse of that, right? Okay, so y would equal log x. That's the inverse of it, okay? But if you do this, which you don't know what e is,
Yeah.
okay? Okay, so you don't know what that is yet, but that's the difference between it. You'll get to that in the future.
Right.
Yes?
Why?
Yeah, basically what, okay guys, can I just talk a sec? Basically the idea of the log, you get to this a lot more in advanced functions. For us, this is just a calculation. The idea of what log does, it like brings it, you have an x that brings down the line, like the 2.5 would be like below the number. So it's like the inverse of an exponent, that's what a log is. So instead of being like raised to a power, it's like lowered to a power, okay? So it's the opposite of an exponent. Basically, that's just what the definition of a log is, and that's what I was trying to show here. If you solve, if y equals 10 to the x, if you do the inverse of that, and you solve for y, that's the inverse, right? That's how it works. Like it's the inverse of an exponent. That's what a log is. All right. So mathematically, for us though, and they have calculation tables and all that kind of stuff. Do we get an S for this? 5 point something?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just before I finish this question here, you can check this out for yourself too. Okay. If I do 2.5 to the 5.02, I should get something close to 100. The reason I say close is because you have to round, right? So there'll be some sort of rounding in there. So like 99 point something or 101. Yeah, which is fairly close, okay? And the more decimals you keep under, make them brackets. Yes?
So, log, we're not really getting into that.
No, we're not getting into the math of log. We're just using it as a calculator tool to solve exponential equations.
So log would also be subscript.
You can think of it like the subscript, yes. Okay, I don't want to get too much into it because in advanced functions you spend like a month on it, okay? But we're just using it as a calculation tool to solve exponential equations. Yes. Yes. All right, example 10. I think this is our last example today. After this, you guys can work on your homework the rest of the period, okay?
Do you remember when they sold those goldfish, like crackers in the soup?
I didn't know what you're talking about. Try and focus here for a minute. Focus for a minute.
Like in the soup cans, they'd have like the goldfish cracker in.
What time do you
But now they stopped making them.
Okay. I picked the most difficult question that I could here. Okay? It says 500 equals 200 times 1.8 to the x plus 1. If you are fading out today's class and you wish the class was over, too bad. This is the last example. You really have to pay attention and focus, Jennifer, on this one. Okay? And I know you know how to do this, but for the rest of the class, this is horribly important. Okay? Now, remember we said for dropping the base, you had to only have one base on each side, right? That was our rule. The same thing happens here. There's too much stuff on the right-hand side. Okay, that 201.8 is too much stuff. Can someone give me a suggestion for what to do? Yes. Thank you. Why would I not multiply 200 by 1.8? Yeah, there's only there's like 1.8, there's one of them. There's lots of 1.8s, there's only one 200, right? So I'm going to divide this by 200. This is tremendously important. And for pain and rain and everything else when we get to it. Okay, that is the exponent is x plus 1. I want you guys to finish this one off from here. Pause the video. All right, first step here is going to be what, please? Nobody? Okay, log. Thank you. Log 2.5 equals log of 1.8 times x plus 1. So we have log of 2.5 over log of 1.8 is x plus 1. I got 1.56. Someone confirm that for me?
I rounded up.
I didn't round.
Did I forget to? Okay, sorry. Generally what dot, so we should get to my notation here. For the dot 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 means that there's a lot more decimals in your calculator and I'm just too lazy to write them all out. Okay, so for your final answer you can round it, but like we're getting into a lot of calculator work in this unit. Okay, so what a dot 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 means, keep it a decimal on your calculator. Your homework tonight is homework sheet all.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You can. Okay,
I was thinking.
so you got 20 minutes here right now.
Yeah.
You got 20 minutes. Do it.
Tyler,